Today we're doing agriculture then and now. If you look at the folder, you can see our objectives and standards. So we're looking at the history of ag and trends in ag. So if you open up your bell ringer, the last few days we've defined agriculture, and today we're going to discover what it has in common with the fashion world. I'm not talking about leather and fur. Today we'll focus on its trends. What is a trend? So make sure you answer that bell ringer. And then you have an assignment called Fashion Trends. I'm sure that's what you thought we would be talking about in ag today. Think to yourself about your favorite accessory item. This could be a belt, a purse, a wallet, or a necklace. Do you think that this item you identified was a popular style 10 years ago? Probably not. A trend is defined as the general direction in which something tends to move or the current style. Google a popular fashion trend for the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or early 2000s and insert the picture below and identify which decade you chose. I picked this at perfect time since we're dressing up decades on Friday, so maybe you can get some inspiration with this assignment. I have observed that fashion trends change on a week-to-week basis and that each of you in your own way is a trendsetter. So how do you develop a fashion trend? If you could develop a fashion trend right now, how would you do it? In search for these trends, do we sometimes alienate individuals who don't pick up on the trend? And what is more important to you, a good friend or a fashionable trend? I hope that you choose the right answer for that one. Let's remember to be mindful that while trends are good and fun to be kept up with, it is important to develop friendships based on morals, character, and personality, not name brand jeans. And then after that, and all of those are kind of opinion based, so I think that you can handle that on your own. After that, you have a meat trends assignment, which is probably what you thought is something that we would talk about in agriculture, right? So, there are many trends that are occurring in the agriculture industry, and trends are basically changes over time due to the choices consumers make. So today we're going to start with the 1950s, and we're going to work all the way up to, it's really 2007. I know the chart says present, but the data we're going to look at today is from 2007. So how many pounds of meat do Americans eat throughout the year? And explain which direction you think the line would go. So do you think that it would start in 1950 near zero and work its way up to 250 pounds? Or does it start in the middle and stay straight? Does it start at 250 and kind of go down as we move forward in time? Just kind of explain to me what you think that the trend was or is with pounds of meat consumed by Americans. So if we scroll down, we can actually see the chart of what it was in 1950 all the way up to 2007. So we're right below 150 when we start in 1950 and right at 200 in 2007. So that's an increase, and you can see throughout that, like in 1970, we went up a good bit and then dropped back down in 1980. So health trends are a big reason why the line increases and decreases, because one year they'll tell us that pork is super unhealthy for you, and so we stop eating pork, and then the next year it's the healthiest meat that you can eat, and so everybody starts eating it again. So that answer number 2, why did meat consumption go up? Plus population increases. Remember, we looked at the population scale last time we had a lesson, and it increased by like 20,000 people in the 10 minutes that we discussed it. So the numbers increasing like crazy. So why did meat consumptions go up? You got the answer to that. Now that we know what happened with the meat industry, what type of meat consumption do you think grew the fastest and why? And then if you scroll down, you can actually see the 3 main types of meat and their data. So we can have beef, pork, and chicken. So beef, you can see it increased a little bit, then it came back down and it stayed pretty constant. Pork has a lot of increases and decreases, and then it stays pretty constant at 50 pounds. And then you can see that chicken has the most drastic change, where it was at a little less than 25 in 1950, and then it's almost up to 100 in 2007. So then it has some questions about the graph. So you just need what year did beef reach its peak, and then you can see that here. So just answer the few questions about that. Something you notice about the pork industry. And then we acknowledge that the chicken consumption has more than tripled since the 1950s. What changed the American diet over these years? So, the American diet has changed from preference of meat and dietary restrictions and concerns, but the biggest change has come from the ability to have a quick meal, so fast food chains. The poultry industry producing smaller animals was able to change the industry faster than beef or pork to adapt to consumer needs. So we raise chickens for consumption in poultry houses where it's like thousands and thousands of chickens crammed into a house that we feed super efficiently and water super efficiently. And we grow them quickly and we can get them on the market faster rather than cattle who we can only have one cow per acre for them to be able to survive in a very healthy way. So that is why the poultry industry has changed so drastically over the past few years. I feel like this was enough assignments for this lesson. So we're going to learn more about trends in agriculture next time. Make sure that you complete your farmer points. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a participation grade, which is 10% of your grade. So I would make sure that you check that out. And I hope you're happy and healthy, and I hope I get to see you soon. Bye.